Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective. My guides and spirit team, talk to me. What do you have for us Rams here? In the latter part of July, I believe we are in Leo season, so a fellow fire sign. Let's see what's up. What do we have for Aries? Please and thank you. What energies, messages, insights can we take a look at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries in late July, please. What's happening for us? There we go. Real quick, very first shuffle. Okay, very dreamy, and I always link this to water sign energy normally. For a lot of Aries, there could just be a lot on the mind. There's a very active thought process around you. So whether this is you in the thoughts or somebody else, we'll talk about it because there's a lot of positives that we can pull from this card as well. But before we fully get into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more in depth about this card that on its face, on the surface, it looks very simple. There's not a lot of symbolism here. And we see this lady, she's under that umbrella. Looks like she's jotting something down in a journal. Very etheric, bubbly type of background. So when I see this, I think of etheric energy. So the mind, the imagination, possible dream states for some Aries. Maybe you're having a bit of a rough time sleeping, or you could be having some funky dreams when this card shows up. I often see this energy connected to water signs a lot because, and I could say this because I have Aries placements and water sign placements. It's very active emotionally and mentally. So for some of you, that could just be the place you're in. Either you're feeling big things or there's just a lot on the mind. Now, this could be really great for you to channel into any sort of creative project, expressing yourself in one way or another. Because although this looks very simple, it's intense. So just know in this time, whether it's intense thoughts, intense feelings, channeling it in a creative way instead of just letting it take over could be very beneficial for you. Whether that's just as a hobby, whether it's even as a business, there's a lot of creativity connected to this card. So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say this first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. See what we have for Aries here in late July, Leo season. What's going on for my good friends? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled Here They Come, and I was picking up a big magnetic energy around our collective here. So whether it's lots of situations popping up or people coming in, there's a lot of chit chat too, because for like weeks now, there's been a big importance around communication and talking. So yeah, big magnetic energy. So that could still persist for a couple weeks, so keep that in mind. But we're going to see what energy shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for the Rams. What do we have for the Aries collective? Quick, real quick. Okay, 5 of Cups. Okay, I'm not going to speculate on that too much because I say that this could be intense, but it could also be a little gloomy, right? We'll talk about it. I was picking this up in a lot of the Zodiac last week. Let's get a couple more. Okay, Queen of Swords, air sign energy. So we will talk about this. For a lot of Aries, you might just be in a place right now like mind over matter, okay? And we saw that mental action already, and now with the 5 of Cups, Queen of Swords, it's like, not thinking about it, not thinking about it. Let's get one more. Let's get one more here. Okay, 2 of Wands, planning, strategy. This is intriguing because I feel like I saw this for you a few weeks ago as well. All right, so let's just put this here. A lot of intriguing energy with the elemental mix we have going on. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, again, elementally, we have a nice little mixture here. We have water, which is cups. Kind of saw that in the very beginning. We have air with the Queen of Swords. We also have the 2 of Wands, which is fire. So these all mix and match and play off each other in a different way. Whether this is different situations or one thing in general, we'll really need to take a closer look at it all. But yeah, I feel like it's a mixed bag this week, and a lot of Aries could just be in that place of mind over matter. It's an Aries-like trait. So if you're dealing with an Aries, just know that that's how they could be handling something. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. So position number one, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, the River of Tears card. So this is part of the mixed bag I was talking about. So we see our friend here next to the river, dressed all in black, very emo, very goth type of energy. And again, it doesn't have to be like complete brokenheartedness. It's always on a spectrum. So for some Aries, maybe there's a day or two where you're feeling a little glum. You might be feeling a little gloomy, feeling down. That's the minor aspect of it. It could even sometimes be a little anxious, but in its worst case scenario, this could be someone like River of Tears, crying, upset, brokenhearted, you name it. But the good thing about this card, because every card has positive and challenge, is that this is not final result type of energy. When we see the Five of Cups, it's only halfway through the suit. So a current situation is not the final destination. That's what I always say when this card shows up. Yeah, there could be a situation, there could be a problem that's bothering you a little bit. But when this card's here, it's like, okay, this isn't the final result. That's like the best way I could frame it. Because notice there's still cups standing, there's still buildings off in the distance. So we'll need to look at this further to see what's up. Now, it could be very simple. Maybe there's someone you're connected to. They're going through a very difficult time or period. Now, moving to the center, we have the Queen of Swords. Very mental, but not imaginative like we were seeing in the beginning. There's no BS, no nonsense with the Queen of Swords. Now, if this is a person, this could represent Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is air sign energy. And some of the things I always think of, if this is not a person, the Queen of Swords is very strict when it comes to talking. It's very straightforward. It's honest. It's to the point. Now, Aries does have a reputation for being pretty sharp with the words. Even though we're not an air sign, we could be quite blunt. And she kind of encapsulates this as well. So in your communication style could be very, very straightforward, cut and dry. She's strategic. She's plan-based as well. So whether this is a seriousness, a situation you might be taken seriously, or just someone that's like, listen, I'm not going to get in my cups here. Mind over matter. Keeping the mind state strong. Like that's a big vibe here. The negative side, or the challenge that we get with the Queen of Swords, is sometimes she could be cold. Sometimes she could be a little hurtful. So these are things to watch out for. Listen, you know I'm an Aries myself. I always think straightforward communication is a good way to go. But moving to the back end, and we'll have to look into her further for sure. We have a new vibe entering the mix. We have the Two of Wands. Now, all twos in tarot represent decisions, crossroads, partnerships. So for some Aries, you might feel like you're at a make or break point where it's like, okay, do I go left? Do I go right? There could be a decision or a choice on the table when this card is here. But aside from the other ones, this one is like impending action. So whether it's someone about to make a move of some sort, this is a big plan-based strategic vibe as well. So whether you have something like, all right, well, I'm not going to look at the current situation. I'm looking down the line into the future. Similar to what I said with this Five of Cups, it's like, okay, let me see how this is going to turn out. Okay, if it's not that, it could just be you with something in the works or someone you're connected to that's planning something when this is here. So again, we'll want to look at it further. The challenging side of the Two of Wands is sometimes it could be someone that's a little indecisive or even second guessing. So we'll see what's up with that. So we'll put that down right there. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we have for Aries? Guides and Spirit Team. What's going on for my friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. And I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to get to Aries, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Five of Cups time. What's happening? What is this Five of Cups here? Okay. Moon. So the unknown of something could really be bothering you. And this is a card of surprise and hidden. We do have the Moon. So I will say this, whether this is you or somebody else, highly emotional in this time. So I am picking up an emotionally charged type of energy starting us off here. Okay. Now, again, as an Aries myself, I know we are prone to charge up real quick when it comes to stuff. the moon is more of a subtle vibe. Okay, and it kind of links to the very first oracle card we saw. This could connect to Pisces. You could give it to Cancer too, the Cancerians, but a big thing here is it's subtle, it's energetically connected, but it's the biggest card of mystery. Okay, so two big things here. Either a situation could be bugging you and you might not be trying to show it, where it's like, I don't really want to show how bothered I am by something. That could absolutely be part of it. But again, when I see this, and it just feels very charged up to me, and it could be related to a very specific situation, and not knowing how it's going to turn out. Okay, so if there's something that you feel it's in limbo, or if you feel like, again, I'm going to say with all the cards I have here, it's like, okay, I'm not seeing Ten of Swords, I'm not seeing Towers as of right now. There could be something that's not quite finished, if that makes sense. So yes, it could be a situation that you are taking seriously, but the main vibe I'm picking up here is the unknowns, right? And we could pick that up on the back end. Okay, and listen, sometimes in life, we're going to be stuck with unknown. We're going to be stuck with mystery. Sometimes not knowing could be a real bother, and that's how someone's reacting to this. So whether that's you or somebody else, it's like the mystery, the unknown, not knowing how something's going to elapse. But we are seeing this situation. Let's keep moving forward. I don't want to get hung up here too much, all right? But the moon is the card of surprise and mystery. Let's see why the Queen of Swords is here. For some of you, it could just be a situation that was surprising. Let's see what the Queen of Swords has. Quick. Very first shuffle. Page of Swords. Okay, the Watcher of the Tarot deck is showing up here underneath this Queen of Swords. Also communication. There might be someone you're dealing with or talking with. It could be quite defensive when that card is here. Now, let's talk a little bit more about this Page of Swords. As with all pages, again, they're students and messengers if this isn't representing a person. And whereas this one is still willing to conversate and talk, it has its guard up. But again, it's watching something. So I feel for a portion of you, this is where the reading might split. For a portion of you, I'm still picking up that mind over matter. It's like, okay, not going to think about it, not going to dwell on it, not going to think about it too much. I'm going to distract myself. That could easily be part of it. But there's another portion of you that are like, all right, well, I'm not going to ignore this. I'm going to attack this head on. So again, there could be a serious situation you're dealing with. We kind of picked it up here in the front. We're picking it up here in the center again. And I feel there's two drastically different approaches, or one is a little more avoiding, but the other one is like, no, let's tackle this head on. Okay, like let's get down to business. So again, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. I will also say this, there could be somebody that is monitoring something. Okay, so whether it's a situation you're keeping tabs on and watching, could be someone that's doing the same towards you, right? There could be somebody watching something. Let's keep moving forward. Yeah, because when we get cards like the Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords, there's a lot of analysis happening. Okay, not a ton of action as of yet. So there's a lot of thinking, a lot of analysis. And just to point it out again, we had this card of the mind. The cups here are emotional, but they could also represent that imaginative feeling. Now the swords, which is all about the intellect. So there's like more mental action than anything else here. Let's go in on that two of Wands. Let's see why the Two of Wands is here. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is that Two of Wands here? Thank you. Three of Cups. Okay, so staying optimistic, staying positive is extremely important. And I do feel like a lot of you are in that mode too, like trying to see the brighter side of things, or just see the silver lining, or reframing things is very important. The Three of Cups is absolutely a fun energy, total opposite of this Five of Cups, and it's also cutting loose, enjoying yourself a little bit as well. So if you're going through something that's a little bit tough, I'm not going to say, hey, just ignore it and go have fun. Let's talk about it a little more, though. The Three of Cups, it could represent group situations, of course. But to me, this is one of the cards of joyousness, merriment, having a good time. So when I see it underneath the Two of Wands, I do feel like for a lot of you, you need to try your best to stay optimistic about something or view it in a more positive lens. That could be really important here when this card is in the mix, because in the end, you can have some sort of victory here. That's absolutely possible when I see this. It all depends on the actions and the way you're viewing it. Okay, that's like a big energy we're picking up. But again, I'm not picking up anything too rough. Let's go through and do a quick recap. I feel like, to me, this is nice if someone's putting their mind in that state. And it makes sense. Remember in the beginning, I've been saying somebody could have a mind over matter mindset where it's like, yeah, this queen's not looking there. It's looking to the future. So this could be really nice. Let's go through before the recap, though. Position number one, we do have the Five of Cups with the Moon card. As I said, this could be a few different things. For a portion of you, the unknowns of something or how something's going to turn out could really be getting to you a little bit. Any sort of mystery. For another portion of you, you might be trying to shield your feelings about something as well. That's a big possibility here. But there is a situation at play. And if you're not dealing with one, there could be one popping up, or this could be someone that you're dealing with for sure. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Swords with the Page of Swords in the upright. So again, the whole mind over matter thing is true. I'm seeing a situation in two drastically different ways of approaching it. Whether it's somebody that's like, oh, yeah, I'm not really going to look at it. I'm going to look at other things. I'm going to distract myself. It's a little avoidant, but the other one is head on. Like, I'm watching this. Let's attack this. Let's, get something out in the air. That's a big vibe. Again, there's also an analysis. Yeah, there's serious situation energy as well. But I get somebody doing a lot of thinking, lots and lots of thinking and analyzing here. Okay, so whether you're watching something or someone's watching you, it's possible. On the back end, we have the Two of Wands with the Three of Cups, and I do feel like your mind state is extremely important. There's good energy coming in. There's possibly a really good result for you. It's all about how you view it. So seeing the silver lining, framing it a different way could be very important when we have this on the back end. So possible mindset being very important with whatever you're dealing with, like how you view it. So yeah, please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. Okay. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. Let's get you one here. What do we have for my Aries people? And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we have in the shadows for Aries? Quick. King of Cups, yeah. So this does tie in perfectly to everything we've been seeing since the very beginning, where I said there's big water sign energy. There's a lot of water in the spread as well. The King of Cups, if you're not dealing with a water sign, the King of Cups is all about the feelings, the emotions, often shows up in love readings as well. So the fact that this is showing up in the shadows, notice we have this energy, which is a little obscured as well. Again, there could be something that's still up in the air. That's one thing I just want to tell some of you. So if there's something where the mystery of it's bothering you, or you don't have all the facts, or you're like trying to figure something out, to me, it just says like, yeah, listen, the final destination isn't quite ready yet, all right? Or there could just be something that's still up in the air. For a portion of you, again, there is this energy of someone not really showing their true feelings about something. So whether it's someone being protective and on guard, or somebody ignoring how they feel, it's absolutely a big possibility here. And when we connect like all the individuals we've been seeing in the last couple of weeks with the King of Cups, there's still like this magnetic energy. Just watch out for an emotionally charged time when this shows up as a shadow card, okay? Again, the advice I gave in the very beginning, I feel like that's important as well. So Aries, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details, the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.